know that scene well, you'll know that that's where it should have ended. But Shakespeare left Hermia on the stage asleep. So I have a 30-second encore if I can do it. Because that's the dramatic end to the scene, but you got to get Hermia off stage, okay? So everyone else is gone. Oh, help me, Lysander, help me. Do your best to pluck this crawling serpent from my chest. Ah, me. Oh, for pity. What a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat me heart away, and you sat smiling with this cruel play. Lysander! What? Removed? Lysander! What? Out of hearing? Gone? No word? No sound? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I almost swoon with fear. No? Then I well perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Don't go. This lady just said, what a great boss he must have been.
Yeah, we used to do this all the time.
All right, I have a couple questions. It was really wonderful. We loved it, right? A few questions. Who made the puppets?
I made the puppets with a little bit of help from my granddaughter. But yeah, most of this was, and I learned something very important, which is if you go to cut up a feather boa, do it outside, not in your living room.
And Pat, you really memorized a lot. Tell us your routine for memorization.
That was a lot harder than I thought it would be too. Although it got easier the more I did. And I actually sat and I tried to learn, you know, a full stanza, a full interchange, and then I would go out and walk the dog. And at the Baylands, I was out there stealing and screaming, because that was the only way you could do it without, you know, people thinking you're insane. But it's really interesting because the lines, I really found it fun because the lines really do flow logically from one to another. And I'm sorry I missed a couple of those, but you really begin to hear the interconnection between each of the lines. It was, I tell you, I had more fun with this than anything I've done in the past couple of years. It was really.
And are there more puppets in your future?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, maybe
it's only about 130 lines actually, but it was amazing how hard it is when you get to a certain age to get all those.
Lauren Hickman has a question.
What other things do you do with the puppets? What other productions?
This is the first thing I've ever done with puppets. This is my first venture into
Well, maybe we'll bring you back for another salon memo.
Yeah.
Right? You take it on the road?
I don't know.
The actor's equity?
As you got to know that scene so well and made it part of yourself, did you see things in it that you hadn't?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I puzzled over certain things. For example, when Lysander wakes up, all the things, well, there's actually a scene direction in there that says start. You know Shakespeare, so there's like 5 scene directions in the entire play, right? And he says that Lysander wakes with a start. But I didn't like that. And I figured that probably wasn't in the first folio anyway, it was probably added, so I decided that it would be funnier and better if he woke up slowly and yawned and kind of, you know, came out of the sleep. The other thing that I'm still puzzling over is Puck's line where he says night and silence. So, through the forest I have gone, but Athenian found I none, upon whose eyes I might bestow, whatever it is, approve this flower's force in stirring love. And then he sees Lysander and he says, night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. And I was wondering whether night and silence is an oath. Is he saying, night and silence, who is here? Or is he just sort of saying, night and silence, and then he falls on him. So it was fun. I actually had a really good time because I was having to learn the lines to go through and kind of interpret what was happening at each stage.
It's also Shakespeare repainting the picture.
Yeah, right. The other thing I think my interpretation might differ a little bit from the real Shakespeareans is this great scene of Helena's when she says, you know, wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? Where the first time I read it through, I was saying, wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? Wherefore was I, when at your hand did I deserve this scorn? And then I thought, well, this appears twice in the scene, in the lines, and so I was going to emphasize that. And it's this mockery and this scorn. So yeah, it was really fun actually to go through and block this out. Oh, you know, at first I figured, geez, there's 5 characters in here. How am I going to get puppets on and off? And then I realized that Demetrius only had 2 lines in the whole thing, so you know, I put him on with just a hat. But it was really a lot of fun to kind of block the scene out. And the first time, you know, I had Lysander on the right hand, and that didn't work because people were going off the wrong way, and then I realized I could keep him on the left hand. It was anyway. Yeah.
Why did, I kind of did away with this play when I studied Shakespeare at Berkeley, because I thought it was silly, but I'm more interested now. Why does Oberon...
I'm sorry.
You made it more interesting, is my point. Why does Oberon care who Lysander loves? I forget what the point of that is.
I'm trying to remember.
I think he
There's a
sees
scene at the beginning where he sees them fighting.
He sees Demetrius.
and Helena fighting, or Demetrius telling Helena to get lost at some point.
So he wants peace in the
Well,
kingdom or
it's more
something?
than, well, I think it's more than, sorry, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
I think he's sympathetic because he's fighting with Titania.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
That's my understanding.
all right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Doug, we're gonna move along, but please, you can talk to this artist afterwards during the Christmas fest. I mean, really, thank you.